Hi there, hope you're having a good day. Welcome back to another video. It's that time of the year again, and this is my final list for the best performing basketball shoes released in 2024. It's usually filled with hard decisions, but this year's top 10 to me is like, I wouldn't really swap out any of them for another shoe because they're all amazing when we get to this point. So it's based on overall performance from my personal experience playing in them. Anytime during the video, please feel free to drop down your top picks this year. Give me your top 5 or that one best shoe you've had all year. Let's see, because there's been so much variety recently. Anyways, I don't necessarily go by those household names. My number one pick, I don't think any of you would have guessed it, but some of these top picks have been there for me ever since I first got them. Instead of honorable mentions, I'll just quickly run through the ones I had that are very close to the top 10 in order. Ja 2 and Curry 12, two excellent hoop shoes in their respective field, can be considered specialty guard shoes. AlsBeatz 12 Encore, everything is great except for a pinching problem that happens near the stitching line on the upper. If not for that, I think the Encore would have been a top 10 shoe. AG5 was a fun one for me. It feels pretty elevated on feet. The material is just cheap and plasticky to a point where I keep hearing a squeak when I'm running around in them. Hot take on Adidas, I don't think they had a great year. Nothing's changed except for the visual appearance of their signature shoe. Dame 9 had the best traction ever on a Dame shoe. Bouncy and supportive. A little bit heavy, but not too much. Anta KAI broke the market in terms of popularity. The most impressive part is that it continues to improve the more you use it. Might be better than a lot of the Nike Kyrie's had in the past. New Balance Fresh Foam BB V2 loaded and buffed compared to the previous version. Rifle friendly, excellent traction. Some adjustment time is needed if you've been fed too much of the low to the ground type of core feel. But don't worry, this brand absolutely killed it. Not just with this one, you'll see. Starting off at number 10, I have the one pair of shoes that I wore the most this year, and that is the Asics Gelburst 28. Gelburst 27, 28, these have been in my rotation nonstop. I kept wanting to go back to playing them again. That applies to a lot of their products actually. Best feature, your feet do not get tired after a long session. No soreness, foot pain whatsoever. You get enough support from the underfoot cushion. Their flight foam is kind of like a softer version of Nike React. There's actually no plush interior padding, but once you step your feet inside, this upper just wraps around them and conforms to all types of movements. It does come with some weaknesses, most notably durability. This is really more of an indoor only shoe that also is prone to getting these like wear and tears and scuffing rough court conditions. But traction for indoors is fantastic. Yeah, if you haven't watched my videos before, who the heck plays in Asics? If you have, you probably even think the Gelburst got squeezed down too low on this list. Because I mean, pure comfort wise, this is almost unmatched this year. It's just so easy and enjoyable to play in. Next up, at number 9, I have the New Balance two-way V5. Simply put, the most consistent modern performance line from any brand. All the previous two-ways were one of the best of each year to me. V5 this year, I'll just explain why I placed it a tiny bit higher than their Fresh Foam BB V2 and the Gelburst. Compared to the Gelburst, it has better durability, especially when it comes to the outsole. Lasting a long time, good for outdoor use too. That's why I had it one spot higher. Compared to the Fresh Foam BB V2, the core feel here still isn't very low to the ground, but it's not as stacked up, not too high off the ground, so that you would need to get used to it every time after using another low top pair, let's say. I hope that makes sense. Judging it by itself, elite traction, super loud and squeaky. The combo of Fresh Foam X and Fuel Cell is just a brilliant setup. Bouncy, and more importantly, the midsole absorbs impact very well. It does run pretty tight though, especially in the toe box, so please keep that in mind. But in some places, they do have extra wide versions available. Now here's the most recent addition to the list, but I never had a doubt that this would be a top 10 shoe ever since I first got it. The Anta KT 10 at number 8. It does everything so well, and to this date, even if I was nitpicking, it's just hard to find a clear downside. Traction stays extremely consistent, clean or dusty court. It gets me to a hard and complete stop every time down the floor. Amazing lockdown. My feet were able to stay securely in position. Cushion is basically the KAI cushion, but maybe you can tell from the heel there that it's a little bit thicker, so the amount of bounce back and compression, delicious. If we were to examine the upper construction of the KT10, this is the Klay Thompson signature shoe, by the way, in case you're wondering. It's really just a shoe. Pretty smooth. There's no extended piece or sharp curvature anywhere. So we can say it's not as unique, no special features, but in each performance aspect, it's more than solid. The KT10 also gives you some added height, by the way. Not a low to the ground type, nope. Sorry, it is a late addition, but I'll make sure to upload a video on it very soon. At number 7, sadly, this is the only Nike shoe in my top 10 this year, the Sabrina 2. This one's got amazing core feel. Great for guards. For the bigger players, it's also not too weak. They extended the width by a whole chunk. I think it's applaudable that they decided to make it waifu friendly because a lot of Nike hoop shoes run narrow. To highlight my experience with the Sabrina 2, it's a pair that'll be ready to go anytime from the start. Here's the thing, as we get older, doesn't matter how old you are now, you'll feel the increasing need for a good warm-up. I'd be stretching for a good 10 minutes at least. I don't want another 15 to 20 minutes to warm up my shoes. Like I said, the gym will be closed by then, you know? Yeah, that's the benefit of having a no BS, simple but effective shoe. It's also great for flat footers. No squeezing or hurting over time, but it's also not too flat. Cushions 3.0 plus a zoom unit in the forefoot. That's one of the better one-piece setups from Nike. Very Kobe-like indeed. I mean, this shoe looks just like the Kobe 5. So it's already been a very popular choice that I see a lot around different gyms, and indeed an excellent choice. The next one did get bumped out of the top 5, but given the complete package that you're getting and the fully loaded setup, it could have been higher, I admit. That is the way of weight 11. When I think of the bounciest basketball shoes that came out this year, this is probably the first one that comes to mind, along with the Jordan 39. Carbon core drive system. Translated to human language, it is full-length boom, their best cushion / foam available, but with a carbon fiber plate sandwiched in between the foam. That gives you a good amount of feedback and a very springy effect on feet. Weight is more so average. Definitely not a heavy shoe. Plus, one of the best traction performances this year. Their GCU also is not a gimmick. It's here to change the game, really. Surprisingly durable for outdoors too, but given the nasty price tag, we don't have to get that. I'd just be a little concerned about breathability. That's the biggest drawback, because I did feel like my feet were heating up quite a lot after a while, but I have yet to try a different colorway or one of the new versions. We'll let you know if I do. Moving into the top 5 now, it's gotta be the Lirens. The way I think about it, after all that bounciness and springiness you get from the Wild 11 as a mid-top, secure but bulky shoe, you can get the same type of responsiveness here on this minimal low top. For US size 10.5, it only weighs about 360 grams. Liren 4, the high top, came out last year. V2 was technically released around the beginning of the year. Liren 5, high and low top, both dropped very recently, and I apologize for the delays. We had a serious postal strike here. Anyways, I meant to say that this line has emerged to become pretty popular. Every model has hit the right spots. I remember when I did the Liren 3 V2 video, we mostly consider it as unheard of. Dust pickup is not an issue. The Liren 4 also stays immaculate on a dusty court. Great for outdoor use. Traction simply doesn't get affected much. If you were to get the translucent also versions, they just don't squeak, but perform at the exact same level. Also full length boom, also played it out. Now I gotta say, here at the same spot, you could do the gammas. Like these two are almost interchangeable. It all comes down to your budget, whichever one you can find a better price for. I did have a lot of pinching on the gammas, but that's gonna be even much lighter. So let's just say that I reserved the spot for the Lirens. However, if you spent the bag on the gammas already, and if you really enjoyed it, sure thing. If not, you could get the Liren 4 V2. There's so much similarity between the two. At number 4 is a huge surprise this year. In the same weight class as the Liren 4 V2, but the reason I have it a little bit higher is because of the plush interior padding. The Big 3 5.0 Quick Pro from 361 Degrees. It has the advantages of the Liren 4 V2. You get great speed, mobility, at the same time it's nice and cozy on the inside. Because I don't know about you, when I think about 361 and their basketball shoes, I think about their cheap and plasticky upper. This is like not just historically, but till this day. Here on the Quick Pro, A-tier material comfort, easy to maintain. Performance stays very consistent over time. Soft, but supportive. Think about the Adidas Boost. but they surrounded the lateral side with some TPU caging that helps the midsole to stay in shape nicely too. Excellent shoe, very affordable. All right, next, Kawhi 4 took my mid-year top spot. At year end, I have it at number 3. Still a very fun experience, mostly since I didn't have to worry about slipping or anywhere hurting my feet. Great against knee pains. For those who do a lot of toe dragging, it has like a natural but smooth curve shape. Kawhi 4 traction, if not out of this world, at least it's top tier status. Kawhi 4 midsole, it's like sturdy on the exterior, soft and tender on the inside. Energy arc, that does help boost your jumps a little bit too, especially for a low top shoe. Most importantly, the type of comfort you get is not from the build being super soft or almost sloppy, but it's a subtle and cozy kind of ride. I do wish padding was nicer. Compared to the next one you see, for example, lateral containment, that might be the only concern, but it's a small concern. Second spot belongs to another recent release. Everything that I wish was there on the previous 2 models, guess what? They all became true, and that is the Li-Ning JB 3. This is the Jimmy Butler signature shoe, the newest one. First of all, can I just say 10 out of 10 for the looks, 10 out of 10 for the colorway and design. These look gorgeous to me, and they have that coffee colorway, super elegant. These are inspired by his love for tennis. Coffee, you know, the coffee thing he did in the bubble.
Emotional, passionate, we like to say.
Performance-wise, 10 out of 10 traction. Perfect score. That's actually the most important part, because the JB1 and JB2, they were okay at best. I was sliding quite a bit on a dusty court. Might depend on the colorway, but the ones I got, traction was meh. I remember one person said, finally a JB shoe that squeaks. Yes, indeed. Squeak is only pleasing to the ear, but the grip is phenomenal. Every single step is nice and firm. It's a strong upper, but doesn't cause any discomfort or pinching. Hella bouncy, spacious enough inside to fit different foot shapes. I'll summarize it as fully armored up. Just a flawless product. Expensive though. Okay, I wonder if any of you guessed that this will be my top pick of 2024. Let me know if you did. It seems like a crazy pick, but I never had a doubt. HESI Low V2 from New Balance. Only weakness is that shit's kind of ugly, man. Full functionality, however, for $110. It's not that I'm biased because of the affordability. It actually does so well in every aspect. Traction is also one of the best this year. New Balance really figured it out with their rubber compound and traction patterns used. Cushion, that type of kickback you get when you press down on the heel, should be more than sufficient for anybody. Extremely smooth transition. Everything just feels very fluid and it flows together with your movements. Material is standard. Nothing wrong with the simple mesh upper. The key here is no soreness, even after like a 3-hour session. Maybe some break-in was needed in the very beginning, but the way it worked for me, I don't even remember if any part was ever concerning in any way. You know, I got a red colorway and did a little lace swap myself with the 2WXY V5 laces, just in time for Christmas, I guess. I wouldn't blame you if you pass because it's ugly. It is. Performance is so good that it reminds me of the PG6, Hyperdunk 2017 Low, a lot of good stuff in the past. See, New Balance made 4 shoes this year. Every one of them is top 10 worthy to me. The new HESIs are like 10 times better than the first version. A versatile hoop shoe while still being very comfortable. So that concludes my top 10 list this year. Again, these are the best performers based on my experience. I'd love to hear your picks down in the comments. Which shoes gave you the best experience playing in them? Regarding the shoes that made it to the final top 10, please feel free to share your thoughts on any of them as well, whether you agree or disagree with me. My opinion is that New Balance dominated. WXY continues to impress. Anta and 361 Degrees are on the rise in the North American market. Going forward, I'm hoping to see better quality instead of just more variety from Nike, because they kind of had a slow year, to be honest. Puma is gone. Under Armour and Adidas aren't going to change much anyways. You'll see very soon on the Harden Volume 9. There are also some great releases recently, like the All City 13. Lots to look forward to in 2025 as far as new colorways and new versions go. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Appreciate you watching and commenting. That means a lot to me. 2024 went by quick. My life was literally just eon, and you guys, no Diddy. Hope y'all have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, lots of good meals, fun time with the family. I'll see you soon on the next one. We still got lots of recaps, new shoes actually.